Here's your news for January 2nd, 2020. We are starting off with some big news from Monday Night Raw now, as there has been some severe backlash from fans over the final show of the 2010s. In the final segment of the show, Liv Morgan returned during the wedding of Lana and Bobby Lashley and revealed that she and the Ravishing Russian were an item earlier in the year. With Lana being married to Rusev in real life, and there never having been any public acknowledgement that Lana identified with the LGBTQ+ community, many fans were perplexed at the angle, especially when Sonya Deville, the WWE's first openly lesbian superstar, has been open about her sexuality. Responding to criticism on Twitter, Lana spoke about her views on sexuality and how people shouldn't assume everyone is straight, saying, "Don't assume someone's sexuality. Just because they're not outspoken in the LGBTQ community doesn't mean that they're not pansexual, bisexual, gay, transgender, or trying to process their sexuality. Even if they're married, for many it's complicated. Please have compassion." In a follow-up tweet, she said, "For people growing up in religious homes, different parts of the world and cultures, you have no idea how complicated it can get when it comes to one's sexuality," she continued. "So in 2020, please let's not judge and assume, but let's show more empathy, sympathy, and compassion." This saga will add a new chapter this Monday on Raw following the wedding of the decade, as Morgan has become just the latest star involved in the angle. Though Lana has received a lot of hate from fans over the angle, she unfortunately isn't the only one, as Bobby Lashley has received more than his fair share of criticism as well. Speaking to Justin Barrasso of Sports Illustrated, the former Intercontinental Champion spoke about the hate he's received, including racist abuse, saying, "Yes, I've experienced a tremendous amount of hate. We as a society come out and we're anti-bullying, anti-hate, anti-this, anti-that, but I think we actually pick and choose who we hate and bully. Because everybody still knows me, and knows what I do and what I'm capable of doing, what I've done in my career as far as the military, being a single father, putting myself through college, graduating with honors, and I could keep going. But I received a tremendous amount of hate here across the board personally for the things that, I guess, I do. It's all over the board. It's from the fact that this is interracial, because I've had guys saying the N-word to me and 'I'm going to kill you, we're going to get you when you come down south.' I just kind of sit back and laugh about it. I've even experienced some people that are in the business of wrestling, tweeting things and posting pictures, and I just sit back and I laugh. A lot of times we feel that the person being hated on or being bullied should be a frail person. But now you take somebody like myself and Lana, who is a gorgeous woman, and we don't look like the typical people who are bullied. I'm glad I have thick skin, because if I didn't have thick skin, some of the things I've had to experience would be very difficult to take." Though some fans may not have liked the final Raw segment of 2019, Vince McMahon was reportedly very happy about how things went. According to an anonymous WWE source that spoke to Ringside News, McMahon was pleased with the high ratings the angle got, saying, "Vince has wanted to do more crazy stories like this, but he's had to balance things out to satisfy the people at USA Network and the sponsors. He got what he wanted this week, and the overrun did nice numbers, so Vince is in a good mood." Continuing, the source added that Paul Heyman wants to push Morgan, so the decision was made to bring her into the angle, which is nowhere near its end. As the source reported, "They have things mapped out for the next few weeks, and this could run until WrestleMania. Vince loves this storyline so much and he's open to more off-the-wall ideas. All I can tell you is that there's some Jerry Springer stuff coming." It's hard to ignore the success of the angle, which has garnered over 3.5 million views on YouTube, while the post-show footage has been watched by over 2.5 million fans. With the Red brand not having to worry about Monday Night Football until the fall, this should help Raw do better in the ratings, and while fans have been quick to criticize this angle, it seems few are actually avoiding watching the show. One man who made his voice heard about the wedding is CM Punk, as the WWE backstage host has once again been vocal against the company. On his Twitter account, the former WWE champion said that the company should hire people who understand LGBTQ+ representation and what the idea of representation means to the audience they're trying to reach. With Punk's next appearance on Backstage set for January 21st, expect the voice of the voiceless to make his opinion heard on the show. More bad news for WWE now, this time from the world of video games, as the company's 2K20 game has received its latest piece of bad press. After launching in October last year, the game was widely panned by fans and critics thanks to a series of glitches, and the hashtag #FixWWE 2K20 was a top Twitter trend on launch day. The first game, developed solely by Visual Concepts after 2K split with Yuke's, a series of patches has fixed some of the issues, but this week's problem may be the most embarrassing yet. After a Y2K-style issue was found, players were unable to play WWE 2K20 in 2020 with any attempt to play the game, resulting in the game crashing, and the only way for fans to fix the error was to change their console's date back to 2019. In a statement from 2K's support Twitter account, the company revealed that they were aware of the issue and have been working to fix it. Fans will have to wait until the fall to see whether WWE 2K21 is better, but until then, the nightmare of WWE 2K20 isn't over yet. On to some happier news now, as WWE helped celebrate the new year with Fox's 2019 Countdown special, but even the final few hours of the decade proved to be too much for 24/7 champion R-Truth. While celebrating with Maria Menounos in Times Square, Truth was rolled up by Mojo Rawley, and when Menounos revealed a referee shirt, she counted the pin, giving Mojo the title. Like many reigns, this championship win for Rawley wouldn't last long, as after insulting Elias's musical talent, was attacked by the singer-songwriter, allowing Truth to get the pin and escape with the gold. Despite his reign being short, Rawley did find time to gloat about his win on Twitter and also promised something big with him and Maria Menounos in the future. Though Mojo, Truth, and Elias may have rang in the new year in the city that never sleeps, one superstar who celebrated in a more private manner was Kevin Owens, who celebrated with his family in their home. Though there were no champions or fellow superstars around, that didn't stop the former Universal Champion from getting hurt, as when he tried to set off a confetti cannon, he instead got shot in his crotch. This error may have prevented any more mini prize fighters in the Owens family, but KO did take it well, and his wife even decided to post the footage on social media. On Twitter, Owens spoke about the crotch shot, saying that 2020 can only get better from here, and as one of the most popular superstars on Raw, we have to believe him. Speaking of the new year, this is the time when people around the world make New Year's resolutions, and while the crew of WWE Backstage were making theirs, Booker T dropped a major announcement. The former 5-time WCW World Champion said he planned to manage the Street Profits at some point this year to help elevate WWE's tag team division. This announcement quickly caught the attention of Renee Young, who brought up Booker's recent beef with the Revival, which has included the Hall of Famer and his brother Stevie Ray challenging the former tag team champions. In a threat to the SmackDown superstars, Booker said, "I got one left in me. One. Dawson, Wilder, don't get jacked up, sucka." This challenge got a lot of people talking, including Dash Wilder, who told Booker to get his brother and meet them in Harlem Heat's hometown of Houston, Texas, where this month's Royal Rumble pay-per-view will take place. Time will tell whether the dream match between Harlem Heat and the Revival actually goes ahead, but for now, it does seem that the match could be happening at Minute Maid Park in just a few weeks. With 2019 officially in the history books, it's time to take a look back at the year that was, and according to WWE Stats and Info, two superstars who had a fantastic year were Charlotte Flair and Bayley. In 2019, there were a total of 21 different women who reigned as champion on Raw, SmackDown, NXT, and NXT UK, but the Queen and Bayley were the only two to have 3 different title reigns. For Flair, those 3 reigns were all 3 times as SmackDown Women's Champion, though each of these reigns lasted less than a week. As for Bayley, she became one half of the inaugural Women's Tag Team Champions in February and would go on to become a 2-time SmackDown Women's Champion, including becoming the longest reigning champion with the blue and white title. 2020 is also likely to be a big year for both superstars, as Bayley remains the SmackDown Women's Champion, and this week also picked up the award for WWE's Match of the Decade for her 2015 TakeOver Brooklyn match against Sasha Banks, where she captured the NXT Women's title. Though she may not be a champion at the moment, Charlotte has announced herself as the very first participant in the 2020 Women's Royal Rumble match, and did also end 2019 on a great note as she got engaged to her boyfriend and fellow Raw superstar Andrade. Over the past year or so, Charlotte and the United States champion have gotten very close, though they haven't been seen together on WWE TV. Recently, Flair was seen sporting a ring on her left finger, making some speculate that the relationship between the two had been taken to the next level. And now it's been made official, as Andrade told his Twitter followers, "She said see," confirming the news. One man who's a big fan of Andrade is Charlotte's father, Ric Flair, who has spoken highly about him in the past, and Andrade has also had good things to say about the Nature Boy. After the engagement was made public, the 16-time world champion sent out his congratulations to his daughter and future son-in-law, and we here at SlatRock would also like to send our congratulations to the happy couple. And finally today, we're ending with the results of the Wednesday Night Wars, as AEW hosted their first live show since taking Christmas Day off, while NXT presented their end-of-year awards. On TNT this week, Jon Moxley defeated Trent after a paradigm shift, but also rejected the Inner Circle's offer to join the group. Cody Rhodes continued his path of momentum to MJF with a victory over Darby Allin, thanks in part to his new coach, Arn Anderson. In women's division action, Riho was able to retain her women's title against Britt Baker, Hikaru Shida, and Nyla Rose in a match that was originally supposed to be against Chris Statlander. Unfortunately, prior commitments meant that Statlander was unable to make the show, though she will receive her title match next week against Riho, who was crushed through an announce table post-match by Rose. Sammy Guevara got a win for the Inner Circle over Dustin Rhodes after a low blow by Jake Hager sealed the win. In the ring, MJF announced the stipulations for his upcoming match against Cody and revealed that the former WWE superstar can't lay a finger on him until they face off at Revolution. Not only that, Cody will have to defeat Wardlow in a steel cage match just to get to Revolution. And in the most embarrassing stipulation of all time, MJF said he is allowed to whip Cody on all fours 10 times before the match takes place. In the main event of the show, Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks defeated the Lucha Brothers and Pac, as AEW aims to have similar success in their second year after launching in January last year. On NXT, it was time for the annual End-of-Year Awards, and after an incredible 2019, the Undisputed Era cleaned house. Not only did the group win Tag Team of the Year, but Adam Cole also won both Male Competitor of the Year and Overall Competitor of the Year. His feud with Johnny Gargano won Rivalry of the Year, and their 2 out of 3 Falls match at TakeOver New York took home the Match of the Year award. Keith Lee won the NXT Breakout Star of the Year, while Dakota Kai won NXT Future Star of the Year following the Kiwi's heel turn a few months back. Following her incredible women's title reign that was ended at the hands of Rhea Ripley, Shayna Baszler unsurprisingly won the Female Competitor of the Year, while TakeOver War Games won the TakeOver of the Year award. While both AEW and NXT hosted 2 very different shows this week, next week's January 8th shows will be back to normal, as both companies will resume their regular shows, meaning the Wednesday Night Wars can finally return after a few weeks of a ceasefire over the holiday season. Well, that's all the news we have for you today. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. If you're looking for more content, you can follow us on Twitter. And as always, thank you for watching.